Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. This is not an IMBA Cup game, it's just a random game from Custom, I believe. And here we got tGxLoki, who is actually tGx Noob Fried Rice, I believe. He claims to be 32-0 on this map, so he's beaten me. I know he's beaten some other good players on this one. And he's taking on Isen. They're both actually playing Cybran. And Isen, of course, just lost to Funkoff on this one in the IMBA Cup. So this should be a really nice matchup. Both players know exactly what they're doing. In general, I would pick Isen over Noob Fried Rice. But on this map, he's very good, so it should be a good matchup. Looks like both go in second air after a couple of P-gens. Appears to be 6 P-gens for Loki, and a total of, what is that, 5, 6 as well. So exact same builds for the two cybran players, but we are seeing Loki with those aggressive hunters playing really wide, avoiding the middle. There's also an engineer expanding here for Loki. And this hunter could be very nice here against this engineer. Actually, both of these hunters could be very effective if this hunter realizes. Yes, it looks like it's going to be the first victory for Loki, and here we got a lot of protection for this engineer going up on top. There's also a mantis here from, actually that's a hunter for Isen. He probably doesn't want to chase here. It's going to run into a mantis, and Eisen's hunter runs away. And elsewhere, yet another good hunter for Loki, so at least 2 engineers are taken care of. One thing to note about Loki, he's not expanding to this side at all. He expanded really hard with this engineer, put a lot of protection for it. And here you see this hunter is going to eventually get taken out. Keeps on running. It is faster than the mantis. It can outrun them indefinitely. Here's a really good hunter from Loki. So great stuff here, and all these early battles we've missed. That was a great bomber. Eisen's got a bit of an air force. Appears that there's a jester coming out for Loki, but he had to pause because there's an interceptor over his head. He had to switch to an anti-air turret to kill the interceptor first. And elsewhere we got this hunter running away with 2 kills. So both players saving their hunters, but this one almost died, got no kills. Still could be very useful just sitting there. Here's this bomber already with 1 kill, targeting this engineer. This is a very important engineer for Loki. He doesn't want to lose it. He's got another one in the area. And actually this is going to be even worse. That's going to be very bad for Loki. This engineer made it all the way to the top corner, won't be able to establish a base. And the ACU for Loki, of course, going to the right. Now some hunters, some manti moving through. A pretty nice stream of manti here for Isen. He's already got a number of Tech 1 land factories. He's got 2 engineers in his Tech 1 power. And a pretty good expansion with the ACU going down. So Eisen's ACU is going to establish a base here in the bottom corner, with Loki actually going in the same direction. This is very reminiscent with his game against Funk, of course. And there Eisen lost to aggressive T2 gunships. It was T2 gunships with point defenses. That's what won the game for Funkoff. Although I could be remembering wrong there. So we got to say there's a slight advantage for Isen in terms of map control, with this ACU getting to the corner, and of course this engineer getting taken out for Loki. It's going to be a significant amount of mask strikers. And here comes the jester from Loki. This will be really nice. Take out that engineer, stop the progress. Quite a few factories planned here for Loki. We might see an interceptor fight. We see interceptors from Isen moving in. Loki actually takes back his jester without even killing any units. It seems he took out the engineer, but he did not take on the manti. Retreating with his jester. That was not good. That was all in the back there. So Loki here is in a bit of danger of losing air. You see those interceptors chasing down the jester. There's another jester coming out. It'll be a 2v2. More interceptors coming in for Isen. And there goes the jester. So definitely an advantage for Isen in terms of the air fight. And the ACUs are going to meet each other here around minute 8. See Loki getting a factory. No factory here for Isen. So definitely air control early on for Isen. And here, a very important jester. So both players getting very important kills here with a Tech 1 bomber as well as a jester. This top corner, no ACUs here, so it'll be very difficult for hold on to another player. And of course on the bottom here, see Eisen's ACU looks like he's already made it halfway around the map. He's going to run into Loki. He'll have to retreat. He's got a point defense here being constructed he can retreat to. And now Loki really pushing hard. He's got Mantis advantage here. Isen is going to save his Manta, and if he actually takes out these engineers before they get a factory, it'll be another great win for Isen. One thing to note, the Hydra is still not taken for Loki. So he is having some problems up here in the top corner. Engineers taken out for Isen. It's a nice Mantis force. The Mantis all over the map here for these two cybran players. Really aggressive, small squads, quick movement. You can see here Loki moving around the side, and Isen decided to maybe go on an attack, but a nice force here for Isen, actually for Loki, but Isen moving through the middle as well, runs into a jester. So you can see Isen moving with two forces. Meanwhile here really not much going on. Another attacking force here for Loki. So it's basically a 2v2, but it's a third force moving out. Looks like some victories here for Loki, but at his factories Isen does have numbers, so these factories in danger of dying. Well, these are really good looking forces here up in the top corner. If if Loki can get this engineer to get a factory. In the bottom here you see Isen getting more factories. He's got to get some build capacity, and so is Loki. So both players thinking the same thing. And this is a great team of Manta here, taking out some mask extractors. And if it wasn't for this force here that looks like it will actually be defended successfully here by Loki. Map control definitely shifting in Loki's favor, so he definitely knows how to play here. His Manta making their way all the way around the map, so definitely a cybran player. Don't expect something like this from Aeon or UEF. Way more red on the map, so that means that we do have now Tech 2, so Wangers coming out for Isen. See many more Manta, but Tech 2 should begin to shift the game in Isen's favor once again. Actually some artillery here as well. Really trying to take out that factory. Doesn't look like it's going to be able to. Some good defense for Isen. And of course here a whole bunch of little Rex. Used to be Isen's dead units. And we should see a transport or something going up to the stop. These should really belong to a Loki this late into the game. But this engineer perhaps should have got a factory. Instead it's about to get taken out. Tech 2 gunships now for Isen. Isen loves Tech 2 air. Of course these gunships very good. Nice splash damage against Tech 1. So Isen with Tech 2 air as well as Tech 2 ground. We see a Tech 2 engineer moving out. Still pretty much Manti all over the place for Loki. So it's numbers versus superior tech. And this air fight, it is beginning to shift in Isen's favor, and this will be very bad for Loki to find himself without air control against Tech 2 gunships. All his Tech 1 spams are going to be very easy to defend against. Isen getting an upgrade, perhaps the gun or Tech 2. Either one would be nice. Here we see just 2 factories, not much more for Loki, but if there is a Tech 2 engineering upgrade on that ACU, it's going to be very bad for Loki. And now we see this Tech 2 force, some Wangers rolling through. Manta trying to attack, get as many kills as they can. They also run into some Wangers as well as some gunships. So all these units, they will die eventually. Isen finishes up his upgrade. Looks like it is the gun. Yeah, Tech 1 versus Tech 2. Tech 2 slowly winning. Actually, this whole top side no longer belongs to Loki. All it took was some Tech 2 units. And Isen really beginning to get an advantage. Some Tech 1 on Tech 1 action going on. Looks like Loki does have the numbers, but won't be able to make it past this ACU with a gun. And now here's the Wanger. It can float underwater or go underwater. It's got that cannon. It's really pretty good unit. Somewhat like the Obsidian, but not as powerful. It did a lot of damage to Loki's base. He can keep rolling through. We see point defenses for Loki. He is afraid of that Wanger. Some Tech 1 units coming in. Looking at Loki's base, Loki is making Tech 2 land. He's got some point defenses, so really doesn't want to lose this position. He's got a lot of build capacity, hoplites. And now push against Isen's ACU. He's got the gun, so he should be fine. It's a bit of a waste here perhaps from Loki. There's that Wanger. It's point defense versus Wanger. Point defense wins. But in order to win this game, Loki's got to keep even map control, and so far this top corner, big trouble. We've had Isen control this side for most of the game. There is some good raids here. As you can see, these mask structures are dead by Loki. But now these engineers for Isen are going to take mask structures that shouldn't be his. 19 kills for Isen. That was a nice feeding operation by Loki. And these T2 gunships, 20 kills for one of them, 9 for the other. Really no counter to this, so it just keeps killing. Here come the interceptors. So these, at least Isen can save them. Looks like he actually will be able to. He's got pretty decent air force. So he's still Tech 1 air, but quite a few engineers. And Tech 2 force moving out. So with Tech 2, Loki should be able to take over this position once again. He got some Tech 2 flag here. Yeah, Tech 2 flag, so no more gunships for Isen. Gunships are powerful until you get Tech 2 yourself, or get air control. Actually quite fragile. And now we're seeing, looks like Tech 3 land for Isen here. Minute 17. Let's see what he makes. He's got a lot of build capacity. So with Tech 3 land, this Tech 2 force is not going to be good for too long. It is facing Tech 1 now, but any victory that it gets, it's really going to be counter. We see loyalists coming out now for Isen. Tech 2 power as well. So you need Tech 2 power for Loki. I don't think we got any Tech 2 power, so big advantage in terms of eco, in terms of tech for Isen now with Tech 3 land. Elsewhere it looks to be pretty much a standoff. Isen just sitting next to some water. And here comes a Tech 2 force from Loki. Some loyalists moving in, 2 Tech 3 units. Pretty slow advance here from Loki. Could probably go a little faster. You see here there's some stealth. There's some flak, some manta as well. Multiple stealth here, but mostly hoplites up front can use the range. It's a nice position here, a stealth field for Loki, plus some cruise missiles and point defense. You can see the terrain. So some point defense here can really block this choke point. So it's a really interesting situation there for Loki. He's actually taking the lead in terms of the score, whatever that means. We see more units being transported here. That was stealth, flak, and another loyalist. So 3 loyalists are going to move in against this Tech 2 force. Of course, Tech 3 versus Tech 2. It is going to be a massacre. One of the loyalists does go down. Looks like they're just running a straight line, that allowing the hoplites to hit them. So you can see with Tech 3, not much trouble for Isen. That was excellent Tech 3 move, really speeding them up with that transport. And big trouble now for Loki up top. He's facing Tech 3 land. He's got to get Tech 3 of his own. That's exactly what he's doing. So now it's becoming very interesting. You got these loyalists, still 2 of them alive, rolling in. Got some flak and more Tech 2 transports. And with Tech 2 transports, Isen can be very powerful. Puts some of these loyalists, perhaps even a brick, put it behind Loki's base, cause all kinds of problems. See this Tech 1 force actually, Tech 1 and Tech 2, looks like it went around Loki's defensive position. And where's the ACU actually for Loki? You don't even see him. Used to be here. Oh, there he is. He's walking back home. And here's that transport from Isen. Looks like it's multiple loyalists. Yeah, this sucks to have these two get dropped off in your base, and one of those transports was taken out. So, but the other is now on the ground killing. This could be just a single unit here preventing any kind of engineers taking that top corner from Isen. Isen already has engineers. There's a lot of wrecks here, so this is a very important battlefield to take over. I believe looks like Isen has done it. One thing we gotta keep track of is this stealth base. Got some Tech 2 flak, point defense, of course this cruise missile launcher. And this cruise missile launcher is perhaps in range of, say, something like this Tech 2 power, be a great target. Also some Tech 2 mask extractors. Still Tech 1 problems here in Loki's base. Run into some Tech 1 point defense, and these loyalists continue to roll through. Looks like they went around these point defenses, and now they're inside Loki's base killing engineers. They're just going to get a lot of veterans. 18 kills for one, 16 for the other. Point defense goes up. It's really the only chance for these engineers, some point defenses. Now the loyalists are going to retreat away from the point defense, kill somewhere else. Isen now looks like some Tech 2, yeah, Tech 2 land. See 21, 22 kills. I just saw another transport. This transport has absolutely no respect. It's a Tech 2. Drops off a couple more loyalists. This is great stuff from Isen. Tech 3 land with Tech 2 air. Loki with his overcharge perhaps can do something. But now it's 4 loyalists in Loki's base. Actually picking the wrong fight. You don't want to pick on walled point defenses. So 2 of the loyalists die for no reason. And we do have now Tech 3 from Loki. He's been working on this factory. He's got a pretty massive Tech 3 force. So perhaps he can make a push. And maybe now you can say it was a little wasteful by Isen. He did kill a bunch of engineers, but nothing too significant. Of course, this mask extractor. I lost a couple loyalists. Now he's going to be facing a Tech 3 force of... yeah, he's got a couple Tech 3 units, but definite numbers for Loki. The Spider was started, but then abandoned. More loyalists now for Isen. It's a Tech 1 Raider. Elsewhere still Tech 1 and Tech 2. And this base is not going to last too long for Loki with his Tech 2 force, especially with the ACU in the area. Still got a patrolling loyalist here on the back. And 4 mask strikers that should not belong to Isen. We are now seeing the cruise missile in action. 3 kills already. You can see it, multiple mask strikers taken out. Of course, loyalists have the tactical missile defense, so they're great to have in your base when people shoot cruise missiles at you. Now it looks like Loki finishing off these loyalists. And this is the beginning of the end for this base. See the cruise missiles? We'll take out this point defense and just roll through. That's going to be another very important front for Loki. More loyalists and missile defense now. Doesn't look like this cruise missile's really killed much more than a couple of mask extractors. More loyalists moving out now in a different direction. So this is a nice front to attack, or perhaps Loki wants to reinforce this bottom base with some Tech 3. It's probably a good idea. We're seeing some very good missile defense here from Isen, preventing these mask extractors from getting killed. Not clear why Loki isn't using this force a little more aggressively. He's just sort of waiting. Loki now has got stealth. He's going to retreat. Perhaps it'd be a nice move to go into this corner, kill those mask extractors, but he's going to play safe. Looking at his eco is mostly Tech 2 mask extractors, single Tech 2 power. Looking at Isen's base, he's got some Tech 2, so not that far ahead. He's actually going for a Tech 3 mask extractor. It's going to be a nice piece of... no, it looks like he's just repairing a Tech 2. And now here comes this Tech 3 on Tech 3 fight. here numbers, and actually a brick. Such a great thing to have with the Tech 3 forces, a brick. So you can see something analogous to Manti and Artie, except it's a Tech 3 stage. Of course there's also Tech 3 Artie, but the brick a little slower but much longer range. Some point defense now for Isen, and this is actually a great push. What a turn from Loki. He was completely losing the top side, but built up a nice Tech 3 force, and now he's just running over. But it's dangerous to attack a Tech 3 factory. They're always producing more Tech 3 units, so you gotta have a huge advantage. And now see this brick in the back with 3 kills. Looks like the only unit that's alive, so perhaps a little too aggressive. Definitely too aggressive from Loki. Trying to survive, he can go underwater. And now this loyalist that was on patrol is going to move in. He's going to face a point defense. And elsewhere actually completely missed this. So at the same time as the Tech 3 force from Loki was attacking up top, he attacked on the bottom and actually got all the way to the ACU, but of course attacking ACU with Tech 3 is just tragic. But a nice counter. And now we got loyalists from Loki all over the map. Once again, a cybran-like player. You can see this force, instead of being in one group, a loyalist just spreading all over the map. This brick survived. This is good to see this brick with 7 kills. Not much in terms of error since those Tech 2 gunships from Isen. Pretty good looking Tech 1 forces. This brick will be taken care of eventually. But nice point defenses. You can see he got the elevation, just looking down at the battlefield with a shield. And now this Tech 1 fight, Tech 1 air fight. And it's gonna be pretty hard to call. Actually, it almost looks like Loki might have it. Nope, and Isen, yeah, Isen is gonna have that. And once again, loyalists versus gunships. And whoever wins that air fight, it looks like Isen is gonna have a huge advantage. It's a very important fight. Still some loyalists around. So now Isen has 1 air, he's going to get more gunships. Expect him to make a lot more. Doesn't look like he's doing that. He's making some Tech 3 power. And once again a Tech 2 push. So map control still actually quite even. You can see here a loss here for Isen. Actually a lot of wrecks. So if whoever can get some engineers in this area, of course, these gunships still a problem. One thing to note about Loki's forces, he kind of forgot to make some flak together with his loyalists. 1 straight loyalists. And this is a nice force here with a missile launcher. 7 kills. Trying to snipe these Tech 1 point defenses. Get into Loki's base. Loki also a Tech 3 power. So both players very similar economies. But one big difference is the air control for Isen, and these gunships. It will take him a little while to kill that, but they are causing real damage. More cruise missiles now on the way. A total of 6 kills for that missile launcher. And it's going to take out some Tech 1 mass extractors. It's a bit of an overkill. And now we got a brick from Loki. Should push a little harder to kill those forces. And now flag finally comes out for Loki, so that will once again force Isen from using Tech 2 gunships. One thing to note, this spider has been started for a long time ago. Perhaps Isen just wanted to show a spider to Loki to freak him out and not finish it. Instead he's got a pretty nice Tech 3 spam. See all these Tech 3 units moving through. And now big advantage for Isen, taking over all these units. He's got a Tech 3 force loyalists. Single break here, holding the line. And yeah, now we can see Loki definitely confined to this bottom left corner. More transports, and one thing about Isen that he's done better than Loki is use transports much more in this game. Now looks like more teching for Loki, so he is just going to hold on to what he has. He's not going to attack. try to do some ecoing, but that is dangerous. So much Rex here if Isen chooses to pick those up. Looks like it's a plan for yeah, this is gonna be another front opened up for Loki. Got a couple engineers here. It's all gonna be destroyed. Looks like a nice Tech 3 force moving down. This could be dangerous. Yeah, these 4 loyalists are going to cause even more problems for Loki. But this front here is really undefended, except for a single brick here about to die. This Tech 3 force can do a lot of damage. But it looks like Loki is choosing to go down, and now we're seeing Tech 3 air from Isen with some ASF. See Tech 3 air, no, just Tech 1 air, Tech 3 mask extractors for Loki. And against Tech 3 air, it's going to take some Tech 3 SAMs. But one thing gotta say, Eisen's got to be careful. He does have a pawn to hide in. This is a very significant Tech 3 force. Still let Tech 3 loyalist spam. Now Bricks versus Loyalists. Bricks trying to save his units, save his base, using the range there, so good work from Loki. But another Tech 3 force now moving in. This Bricks got to get on the front lines, do some defense. Of course Loki's ACU is also there. And elsewhere now we have this is very powerful force here for Loki if he chooses to use it. It would be nice if he just sits there. More cruise missiles coming out for Loki, and another Tech 3 force attacking some Tech 1 point defenses. And if you're Loki, you do not want to lose this. Doesn't look like you should. So looking at Loki's base, he's basically got 2 bases, his main starting position and this expansion where he's got his Tech 3 factory. We see Isen good with the engineers, picking up his freshly killed mask extractors. And now Isen here perhaps should run away. Don't see any Tech 3. He's just going to get some Tech 1 point defenses. Do we have some bricks here? No, it looks like it's just loyalists, so they cannot outrange Tech 1 point defenses. Also some Tech 2. This is probably a bit desperate from Loki. They have plenty of shields and point defense plus ACU with an overcharge. Actually, Isen going down in health a little bit, trying to stay by the shields. And I guess the shields, he's down to 4,000 health, but as expected, those loyalists have died. And that was a move of desperation perhaps for Loki, and his streak, if it was still alive during this game, seems to be in real danger. Yeah, you really needed more loyalists. He didn't really have a chance against walled point defenses and so many shields. Although perhaps if he went after the shields first and then the ACU, those shields went back on a few times. And now we got Isen moving through the middle with a Tech 3. Still not working on the spider. 100% loyalists. Perhaps we got Strat Bombers now. So Strat Bombers together with loyalists look to finish off this game. A nice Tech 3 force here. Perhaps try to cut off any reinforcements for Isen. But he already got plenty of units here on the bottom. Another Tech 3 power for Loki. We'll see how he deals with some Strat Bombers. He's got to get more shields, otherwise all of his power is in real danger. Seen some Strat Bombers. This is actually 87. How did I miss this? Oh, it's because he started attacking the build capacity on this Tech 3 factory. This is what a bomber here. It's 100 kills for this bomber. It's also stealthy. So all the build capacity on the Tech 3 factory for Loki is taken out by this one.
Looks like he didn't pick up anything on that, but another bomber with 36 kills. And of course Cybran with their Strat bombers have the biggest splash of any faction. This will be tragic to see this get bombed. It's a nice little base for Loki. Really no mercy from Isen. And this Tech 3 force, perhaps Loki is going to try to finish Isen off, but that's going to be very difficult. .45 kills for this Strat bomber, still just 100. And now we see this Tech 3 land force from Loki. And Loki's ACU getting some bombs dropped on him. And there he goes. So a pretty good 40-minute game. And Loki definitely no longer undefeated, but great play from him. And Isen, as expected, wins.